Welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is Purendra Prasad. I teach in the Department of Sociology, University of Hyderabad. Today, we are going to talk about medicalization and pharmaceuticalization. What is medicalization? Medicalization is a process which brings everyday life into the medical domain and achieves a kind of hegemony over the people's lives. Across the world, in the last few decades, medicalization has intensified for various reasons. Today, every part of our social living actually is being controlled, regulated, disciplined, and brought into the control of the medical processes. If you look at a mother or parents who become very anxious if their child actually is not able to sit beyond 10 minutes, 5 minutes, then they think that there is a serious problem. And this has now been actually, talked about as attention deficit syndrome. Similarly, somebody has bald head, it's a major medical problem. Somebody is short, that again you consult the doctor who probably would advise you to inject certain synthetic hormones, and which is very, very expensive, but the procedures are all there. So baldness can be treated, shortness can be treated, children who are not able to study can be treated, housewives who spend lot of time at home, particularly in the kitchen, get depressed, and therefore that is actually a kitchen syndrome that also can be treated. So every part of human life actually is being brought under the medical surveillance and professional kind of supervision. And this medicalization process actually is because of the assumption that medicine can offer solution to anything under the sun. If you go to any doctor or a hospital, at no point of time you will be told that for this particular kind of a condition, we do not have an answer. Everything is actually accepted because medicine is supposed to provide solution to everything, and this is one of the consequences of the modernization and in terms of the privileging of mind over body, where a kind of Cartesian kind of a dualistic medicine actually, which gave rise to positivism and positivist philosophy, where medicine actually acquired the status of a kind of a demigod. So in that sense, all the concerns actually in day-to-day life are being actually effectively medicalized. And this is what actually Ivan Illich in his book Limits to Medicine talked about, how diseases actually are not simply the result of human kind of living and its interaction with the environment and other things. A lot of diseases today are actually the result of the hospitals and hospitalization process itself. So he talks about, iatrogenesis, meaning that doctor induced or hospital induced illnesses. These are all the consequences of medicalization. He talks about clinical iatrogenesis, social iatrogenesis, cultural iatrogenesis. At different levels, I think you have, the wasteful use of the medical knowledge and resources, which is actually, creating a kind of, problem. Medicalization is seen as a natural kind of a phenomena because it's believed that there is solution to every problem. If you look closely, for some kind of diseases, today doctors actually write what is called as UPO, meaning that unknown pathogenesis of its origin, meaning that they do not know as of now what is the origin of a particular pathogenesis. So, by that, they do not actually restrict them in terms of not offering the medical solution, but there is a medical solution that is being provided. Okay, so you have this kind of medicalization process with the positivist kind of medical science or empirical science, which can capture, can understand, can explain the cause of all diseases, can provide solution to all the diseases. In fact, if you look more closely, you have, at different levels, actually the kind of, the impact of medicalization on the human behavior. If a student does not attend classes for a particular number of days, he would immediately run to a doctor to get a certificate, meaning that there are certifying agencies for our behavior. Okay, so anything can be actually, created through the medical supervision, medical kind of certification. All these processes are actually, there is of course also a legal kind of embedment in terms of justifying and rationalizing these processes, which is what actually is medicalization process. In fact, Michel Foucault, who wrote extensively in terms of understanding the human psyche, and also in terms of, understanding the relation between medicine, health and society through his book Birth of the Clinic, History of Sexuality. He has clearly explained what is called as disciplinary power, meaning that the state actually is regulating the human population by disciplining them, by imposing certain kind of order, and this is through the power that state actually wields on the individuals. And therefore today individuals do not have autonomy to actually, express themselves and exercise their own freedom in different ways. Okay, if there is one child formula policy in China, two child policy in India, this is primarily because these human actually fertility can be regulated. So state has a legitimacy to use the power to actually enforce, and this is done through the medicalization process. So the entire discourse of family planning, the way maternity health, family health and child welfare, all of this actually is designed in terms of disciplining the bodies. Okay, and through disciplining the bodies, society actually is being regulated to fall in place in terms of a particular order. Okay, so the way we dress, the way we speak, the way our interaction between different groups of people, everything is regulated. And therefore, I think Mary Douglas and others actually talk about three types of body. One is in terms of individualized body. Second one is in terms of body self, or what is called as the politics of body, and third one is the social body. Okay, so when you look at the way your kind of disciplining of the body regulates, there is a dress code. So when you attend certain kind of gatherings, you are supposed to attend in a particular attire, because that's what actually gives you recognition. Okay. Similarly, in terms of mapping on the social values of that are prevalent in the society onto the human body, you say that actually the head actually governs the rest of the body, and therefore we have head of the department, head of the government, because mind is supposed to govern the body does not have the cognitive sense, it is mind which regulates. Okay, so in that sense medicalization actually has moved in controlling, regulating, disciplining, surveilling human bodies at different levels. Okay, so one could see, okay, in today's context, okay, the way a lot of social groups are being controlled, how a particular kind of transgenders actually need to be treated, how certain groups of people actually are to be brought into the clinical domain. So there is I think the literature actually talks about it as medical imperialism, imposing certain ideological and certain kinds of domination, okay, into the societies. So when you look at infertility, for an example, infertility earlier was actually left to religion, because it was thought that it is God who actually is the ultimate savior, and therefore infertility did not have any solution. Today religion is replaced by medicine, and therefore I think when it is brought into the medical domain, which actually there is a scientific explanation that has come in, but to the extent that whether there is a solution to it or not, the commercial interest actually onto the infertility issue has trivialized and made all the women actually to believe that it is only through medical intervention that children are born. Caesarean operation is another example where pregnancy is a natural state for any of the women's lives, what is natural has been today translated into a very controlled mechanism. From the day one of the pregnancy, women will have to be supervised by the medical professionals, and all through, okay, the 9 months actually the women are regulated, controlled, and despite all the regulatory kind of mechanisms in place, more than 60 percentage of the women actually today cannot give birth, you know, normally. They all have to undergo cesarean operation. So it is something that, the medicalization process actually has also, captured the natural birthing process, natural death processes. Everything is being regulated in the hospital settings. Okay, so in fact, if there is actually a perfect baby, or if you are looking for a perfect baby, then you need to actually, approach the medical kind of a domain, because it is the doctors or the medical professionals who can actually, contribute to the production of perfect or the ideal babies. Okay, so this is because you are actually directed in terms of how a kind of a kind of regular kind of thing or normal kind of a thing can be produced through medicine, not in terms of, everyday kind of life situations. So what one is trying to talk about is that pregnancy, birthing process, infertility, children's education, all kinds of things are brought under the domain of medicine. This is where I think, David Armstrong actually says that medicine lost its power the moment it actually started articulating that it can cure all diseases. It has power to actually provide causative kind of a logic to every disease. So what it does is that it actually brought non-medical events into the medical domain, and through which actually it is regulating and controlling the human population and their lives. Pharmaceuticalization. Again, pharmaceuticalization is a process where you make actually people believe that their capabilities and their abilities can be enhanced, can be improved, can be managed through the pharmaceutical active agents. So in a sense, there is solution to everything. Okay, as I said, baldness can be treated and you can be, made to believe that you are normal. Obesity can be treated and you can be, normal. Okay, every set of condition actually is brought into the domain of, pharmaceutical kind of a control. So pharmaceuticalization process actually has also made people to actually depend for every simple kind of, problem. If you have actually, less sleep, or, certain kind of behavior during sleep, all that need to be brought into the pharma control, and therefore you have, medicines that are available for sleeplessness, for all kinds of things that are being, offered. So the way, modern medicine actually has given rise to these processes of medicalization and pharmaceuticalization has not only in terms of established power, domination, and hegemony over the human bodies, but it is also trying to influence the natural kind of a food and other kind of mechanisms actually into its fold. If you look at today Ayurvedic medicine, which is being increasingly brought under the kind of medicalization processes where Ayurvedic medicine need to be standardized. Standard pharmacopoeia need to be discovered so that it can be marketed exactly like the allopathic medicines. So what we are saying is there are two dimensions here. One is the way medicalization and pharmaceuticalization has brought you know all the dimensions of human behavior into the medical domain. So the irrational kind of you know uh, uh, um, irrational ways of actually incorporating everything into the medical domain is one dimension of it. But what is much more dangerous is that the commercialization dimension of it, the way the commercial dimensions of medicalization, commercial dimension of pharmaceuticalization has actually led actually to a false kind of hope that everything can be treated by the medicines, hospitals, doctors, and the pharma companies. And this is a new kind of a dependency where, what scholars talk about medical imperialism, absolute control over the human lives has been established through these concepts of medicalization and pharmaceuticalization. I think a lot of scholars, starting from Ivan Illich to Michael Foucault, David Armstrong, and several other scholars actually have written how the inappropriate use of technologies, inappropriate use of medicines, and the way they are actually prescribed for ailments which are not actually necessary has only made actually the uh, 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 human lives much more miserable, much more dangerous in the name of scientific, rational, and systematic kind of a scientific methods. Yeah. Let me sum up this module. In modern society, there is higher kind of a risk, vulnerability that has been perpetuated by the processes of medicalization and pharmaceuticalization. This is primarily because medicine actually gave a kind of a hope that everything from birth to death can be controlled, can be regulated by the medical kind of processes. And that's the reason why we do not have today anymore, pregnancies actually managed in a natural and in a environment which is more socially acceptable. You do not have the different size, shape, and different abilities of bodies in its own kind of way, but these processes have actually been medicalized. It's not only in terms of you know providing unnecessary kind of drugs, surgeries, procedures, etc., but also it is actually regulating the society and social behavior to the extent that human beings are made to believe that there is something called normalcy or normality. So the ideal typical body is being actually presented, and effort is to achieve this ideal typical body, and medicine actually is the only mediation through which everybody can actually become, you know, a fit body or a normal body or a healthy body. Increasingly marginalizing and excluding a lot of diverse kind of practices that are available, and diverse kind of bodily images and bodily kind of schema that's available is being actually ridiculed, being, undermined. These are the consequences of medicalization and pharmaceuticalization. And the commercialization dimension, of course, takes it to a new level where medical imperialism actually operates in terms of controlling the human bodies and also providing medicines only for the privileged and the affordable kind of groups of people. So, this is where I think sociology can help understand how, you know, the the kind of transformation or the change in ideas of bodies, of the solutions to certain set of problems actually are being, offered in today's society. And in that sense, okay, sociology actually helps us to understand the deeper meanings and the underlying kind of power relations that contribute to medicalization and pharmaceuticalization.